Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls. Are you sure there was a crab, man? Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. The seal was alone that time, but I believe her. She comes out running and says there's a crab in there. There's a crab in there. So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid? You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab. This game just gets weirder and weirder. Can you tell me more about this machinery? You should talk to Noid about that. I just get a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably very likely. With a small surge of P, alertness fills you. PEA? As if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it. Jacked up to some snuff station. He means like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can listen to people getting killed on, then jerk off to it. So, oh, right. We heard about those. Can't remember what they were called. Weird. And just, I've got to say, developers, weird imagination to come up with this stuff. I've got to say, that's just odd. Reaction speed. Must be. Even Kuno knew that. Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes relay stuff. He appears sincere enough, sire. You could, of course, be wrong, so we believe him. We're getting derailed here. In short, you can talk to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more. So how can you be sure that they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, is attempting to weaponize idiocy. Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, he furrows his brow. I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? Alright, let's talk about something else. What's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk to him. He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music and by being a master of ceremonies. What's a master of ceremonies? You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going. Interesting, sire. A bit like you then, an MC for short. How do you communicate with him? Well, he shrugs. He's just kind of here, but I don't really know how to communicate with him. You ever really talk to him? Yeah, sometimes. Like when I stumble, I find my way into his centre. You have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first, though. The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. Here's a puzzle. You mentioned some kind Ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these Ecclesiastes? Oh yeah, that's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with mine and demagoguery. Now humour me, Andre. What is the founding party? Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition. They're a very powerful religious organisation. And they have roots in ancient mass society, he pauses, and they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian Church. Plus they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system now. He knows quite a bit for someone who hasn't really looked them up. In your opinion, would this ancient religious organisation who anoints the innocents want a club for Nordic music in one of their churches? Totally. There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. The Pericarnassian Church is about love, and Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance! He violently shakes the tape player, as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore. Unity. Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you'll now break into dance. Physical instrument. You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass, as if testing the waters. No words, enjoy the beat. Nod your head. Feels good. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cop posse. You look out for each other. You party together. That's a posse. I feel sorry for poor old Kim, freezing his ass off outside. Oh, cowboy boots as well? I need cowboy boots on this character. And where's your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent. It sounds like you're just saying random things. Are we? He looks at you mysteriously. Yeah, the one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. I guess love can be pretty hardcore. Oh yeah, it can. He's coming around. He nods at his friend and turns to you with a mischievous grin. You're getting it. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Nordic music is about love, and so is the Pericanassian Church. Yeah! Do it for the masses, do it for the crew. His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so. I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions? The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you can go for a little disco when, or if, they get this club going. You've got it in you. I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment. Yes, what? I see you brought your own water. Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water. And it's distilled too. Oh? He doesn't know what to say. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It's like he's lying to you, my liege, but he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of. And what's with all the Nosafed? The what now? He leans in to hear you better. Point at the bottles of nasal spray in the corner. The Nosafed Ultra. You have a lot of it lying around. Oh, the old Ultra. He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line. I have a major sinus infection. Stuffy nose. We all do, actually. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe. You sound fine to me. Yes, he nods energetically. That's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noza, I'd be drowning in shit right now. Nosafed is the shit. Can I have some too? I have some nose problems too. Sure. He picks one up from the corner and hands it to you. Here you go, officer. The Noza. Blast away. Alright, enough of this. He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved. This is going to be hard. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyse. Fail. No surprise there. Okay, so the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Yous like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young too, but you digress. Rub your chin. What's the gist of it? The gist of it, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. The story checks out. Oh dear. It still feels as if this didn't quite go as it should have, but that's it for now. Okay. And Noid.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your side. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Sign? Yeah, gotta compare, see if we can align. Interesting. I suck at socialising, man. Even now our sign synchronisation is way off, but I'll see what I can do. Continues to rearrange his tools. I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it? Sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me? Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like. It's this one. Are you familiar with it? Show him the sticker inside the ledger. Seems like my creation has found its way into legal bureaucracy. What did you want to ask about it? What's it supposed to be? A dead guy smiling. And what does it mean? He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. What? How can we ever smile then, because history is a lie, and so are its deaths? The present moment in life for the hardcore expels death. He thinks, or maybe he's not dead, maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats. Or drugged out of his mind, come to think of it. He could be drugged out of his mind. Or drunk, or in a clinical coma, or glad to be dead, but those versions suck. What makes the sticker so modern? Simplicity was brought to us by classical, surrealist modernism. But that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. You came up with this stuff by yourself. Not alone, many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Palladium. Palisade. I still don't know, that doesn't look right. The beat is the same for all. I think we've exhausted the subject. What about now? Are the signs alright now? Nah, still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment. What? He examines a small metal bolt in his hand. You heard me. Why are you called Noid? He picks up some sort of a widget. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. I don't understand what that means. Sync the signs with Noid. These guys are assholes. All assholes. I should just hit them over the head with my pry bar and beat the information out of them that I need. This is going to be a challenge. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be getting us into the church. Okay. Tell me about the machines. He cringes. Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign or some screwed up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes headfirst into the supernatural. The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachol's sister revolution on the Grada Zola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state. The supernatural, so you think it's real, that it actually exists. Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Right, we'll come back to this later. Let's talk to this guy again.
Back to the heavyweight hardcore!
Is it hardcore?
It's hardcore!
I don't know what to say to that.
Skipper D, Skipper Danger. I am the rearranger.
This guy's a puzzle, and I just think I have to
We're close.
find the right combination.
True, hard, full, core.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in the yeahs and the R's. This produces a guttural Gottwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. He sounds like one of the European guys in Family Guy, I think. Or maybe it's not Gottwaldian, maybe it's Orangeese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now? So this is the famous Van Eyck I'm hearing?
You know about him?
He moves his mouth, but the sound doesn't come out. His eyes are the size of saucers. Looks like you've rendered him speechless.
You know Van Eyck?
Yeah, I'm a major Eyck head.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I! So am I!
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because... Egghead to the mega! The K became the G! The boy became the man!
They do sound like the European guys out of Family Guy, don't they? They do. He does. It's Eichhead. But he pronounces it as Egghead because the way he pronounces his G's. We see.
The Advent?
Puzzle solved. No?
We're close.
What's the puzzle? Solve the Egghead puzzle. I have, haven't I? What if you just try again? Find your way out of this maze of things to say. I think it's just a maze of things to say then. I thought that was it.
True, hard, full, core.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Oh, hang on. When he shouts it, we have to maybe reply.
Yeah.
We've done that. Yeah.
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the hyphen mark. Yeah.
He missed one A. You missed an A there. I yelled mine with 6A, so you have to yell it with 6-2.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
Didn't get it that time either. Okay.
We're close. True, hard, full, core.
I have to... Maybe I do like for like. Is it?
It's hardcore.
You're just going to keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger.
Okay, that was not the right answer. Right. This is just a maze.
Close. True, hard, full, hardcore.
Say nothing. Say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
All right.
Here comes the night.
Okay, that wasn't it either.
We're close. True, hard, full,
Say
core,
nothing.
hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary behind the Whirling in Rags
Good
hostel.
morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko Qatar, the place to be.
You said that before. Why is this Yeka Qatar the place to be? What does it mean?
Qatar, the hardcore place.
Yeka Qatar is an abbreviation from the GRAD term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural mega-project in the extreme southeast of the GRAD Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer. An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind, a pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place. We are learning some stuff, but I mean, we're not...
True, hardcore.
Say nothing, say nothing, say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
All core, all right, yeah.
Still say nothing. He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime visible movement.
Hardcore, ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. So hardcore. He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side, like an owl. I was thinking it
I
too.
am the mic enforcer. I am the...
I don't know whether I'm supposed to come back to this. Right, say nothing, say nothing, say nothing. Say nothing.
All core, all right.
Please tell me what you're doing.
Gotta get the people going.
Why?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
I think I'm also a party
Two on
boy.
a track. Watch your back. Watch out for the heart attack. We're close. True, hard, full, core.
Say nothing,
hardcore,
say nothing, say
hardcore,
nothing, say
internally,
nothing.
All core, all right.
Say nothing.
Yeah. Hardcore.
No, but I'm seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
Just answer the question.
But there was no question. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore.
Still say nothing, still say nothing, still say nothing.
All core, all right, yeah.
What exactly are you doing?
Gotta get the people going.
I see.
Yeah, request. I want everybody as close to the stage as possible.
It's clearly a DJ. Is there a pattern to this? Can you guys see any pattern in this?
True, hard, full, core.
Is it?
It's hardcore.
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibber-dee, skibber-
Right, not that one. Okay, so
True,
1,
hard,
2,
hardcore,
3,
internally coherent.
4.
All core, all right, yeah.
Say nothing.
Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore. He stops dead in his tracks. I was just thinking that a moment ago. Is it though?
One mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
Have I just linked with him? Is that? No.
We're close.
Okay, this is starting to really suck.
True, hardcore, internally coherent. All core, all right.
Say nothing.
Yeah.
Continue.
Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore. It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the side like an owl. Oh, the question is, what is the question? Yes, okay. I just had to talk to him that many times to get all the possible answers. That's all it was, I think. I just had to get all the possible answers so I could use one of them as my own answer. All that for 10 XP. No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't. He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There's a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles, right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. He turns pensive all of a sudden. Sometimes I just feel like Nordic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping out for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears. It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore. But you're right, it's not hyper hardcore. If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you're pretty certain the thing cannot be both proto and hardcore. It's proto, not hardcore at all. Whoa, culture cop. I got achievement unlocked there. Say 5 art cop lines. I think you might be right, but how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be? Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? Let's try that one. No, this is the answer. Try to think if anything could make it hardcore. What? He looks at you with customary amazement. Guys, there's something happening in his head. Think even harder. Oh yeah, he's doing it. My imagination fails me. I know, so does mine. He laughs and shakes his head. But there's something else that hasn't failed you. Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police. Uh-huh. The young man is bursting with anticipation. And, actually, me being the police isn't going to help us. Oh. Let's try the other one there. It's more likely to hinder us. Oh. And I have a job to do instead of this absurd idiocy. Goodbye. I don't know about that. I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. Are you a thought reader? No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war. Does that mean you're a thought reader? Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later, one of them will come off as thought reading. Yeah, Revachol Imperative. Unless you were thinking Revachol Imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with eggs yelling. I know what you mean. But I was thinking Revachol Imperative. That's screwed up, man, lying like that. And a cop too. So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist. He's not a communist. That's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though. It's good you're not a communist anyway. You should be an ultra-liberal. I can be ultra, he nods, if you want. Do you want me to be an ultra? Please don't turn him into an ultra-liberal. Oh, geez, please don't do that. There's enough exploitation in the world. Don't be an ultra-liberal. That path is too hardcore. Aye, he yells. You guess. Egghead won't become an ultra-liberal after all. Tell me something else. Is your real name Jermaine? The chord, hardcore, Jermaine Egghead. Basically, yes it is. And why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Lungs are for love. Why would lungs be for love? When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her and she loved it back. Yeah. Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul? Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Love, he suddenly yells, and the world seems to stop. In a woman's lungs, lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on, because I've never loved someone like you before. Sometimes, I actually stop and wonder, what the hell am I doing? This has been a real trippy little scene as this, and it feels like it's got nothing to do with the rest of the game. But then I wonder that somebody actually made all this shit up and put it in a game. It's just bizarre. It really is. I healed morale from that. Excellent. A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. It feels good, like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you called your body. Right, I'm going to pass this. Finally, some success. You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every caudate animal. Needs more bass. What? The young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore. Point at your head. Wow, okay. We should start with a melody, but where would we get that stuff from? I was thinking you would know. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore. Okay, I'll look into it. It's an official capacity. It's up to the police to make the beats go harder. Make Van Eyck's jam harder core. The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation. Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam. Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has some tapes to sell. That's just an idea. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing in the wind. Do I remember that, really? No, that's a memory from somewhere past. Rue Saint-Ghislain. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Oh, I know this. I can tell you where it is. Saint-G is the boulevard before the canal bridge, the one that takes you to the whirling in rags in the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the... I knew that. I could have said that, and the mosaic sidewalk. But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway, it feels cold. Does it? He looks around looking for the cold. Shake it off. Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, cop man. I have a tape with me. Maybe you can improve it. Tape, yeah, he grins. Spin the tape until the space escape. I got you this banging megamix. Give him the great doggone of megamix. Alright, he snatches the tape from your hand and attaches it to the empty reel slot. One hand on his headphones, he listens to the audio, then, shaking his head, says, No. This is going to make people scared. He hands the tape back to you. Keep it. Oh, that was a confession from the security guard, wasn't it? Let me out of this tent. It was mad. That was just insane. I feel like I've now become a police DJ as well now. But that was just one really insane section. Honestly, I just don't know what to say to that. Do I have anything else to say to her as a result of all that bollocks? She looks up as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us?
Yeah, I'll help you, all right.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see? A crab man. Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in telling you. She's less prone to blurting out crab man than the others. We'll see. Go ahead. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother, you know? Strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still. Go on. And then, you know, right beside her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, and just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say? The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What did this crab man look like? It was too dark. She shakes her head. I couldn't tell exactly. Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail. Quit stalling. What did he look like? He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way. A crab and a banger? The lieutenant raises an eyebrow. Yes, a banger. As in a Mesk gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw. A gangster crab man? Yeah, I don't believe you. Yeah, you were wrong. I do believe you. She raised her brow. Why? It seems too ludicrous for a lie. That's a good point, actually. And it's the thing a detective would say. I'd like to know more about your associates.